Life is not perfect, but it's true. And what is true today is something that I've been reflecting over time around fear of success and fear of failure, and also keeping in mind my past, being successful runway model who's been in front of cameras and on runways and so forth for 10 years before I had enough and chose a different way of life. And I think one of the pains being seen, but not being seen in the depth, like modeling, I would be seen on some level in the depth of my being without it being consciously perceived. It was more about the outside, but it's always, the inside is always a reflection on the outside as well. So, but there's a pain there of me now feeling actually some sort of fear of being fully successful, because there's a fear of not being seen for who I am. If I'm really stepping into my path, my work, my love, my heart, putting my heart out in the world, and then still not being seen for who I am, that would feel like a tremendous pain and loss and grief. And the funny thing is that I realized it's the exact same fear in failing. My fear of failure is exactly the same fear of not being seen, not being valued. If I'm failing, will people see me for who I am, truly in my essence? Would people honor me and honor me as a human being, a divine spark of consciousness that we all are? And it also led me to this whole seeing of like, no one is more worthy than anyone else. It doesn't matter if you're a homeless person on the streets, not having any in your possessions, or like a prostitute or a king. Like, it really doesn't matter. We're all part of the divine consciousness shining through in all different forms and all different choices and all different teachings that we are meant to learn in this lifetime. And one thing I do really believe in is that inherent abundance for everyone. And if we're cut off from our sense of true nature, or from fully knowing ourselves as we are in our divinity without the filters of or programming of society, I do feel like there is a recognition of the inherent abundance that is in all life, in all living thing, in life, through life. And there's like a big, big wish for me to first understand that for myself, and then offer that understanding to other people. Because I've been feeling the new earth frequency for actually, all my life in a way, but more consciously, I think since 2016, when I had kind of a spontaneous opening and a recognition of the deeper awareness that is always here. And so the recognition of the new earth, the frequency of the new earth, the boundless nature of that, the luminous nature, the beauty of new earth embodied in human form, is the inherent baseline ground of being, is abundance itself. It's the creation, the creative being that we are. And just really feeling how that lives in our bodies, and feeling how that actually moves in us, and then moving that into life and seeing where there's restrictions and where there is limitations and so forth, and beliefs that we can't have everything we want, that we can't have support, for example, or abundance of money or whatever it is, or safety. I feel like there is a beautiful first recognition of the layers that is holding us in separation and in kind of the dual nature, where it's this or that, not enough, and the recognition of that deeper true nature where abundance lives naturally, where the unlimited creative source consciousness is alive and like a river of life just moving endlessly through us. And that comes even to ideas and art and so forth, of being fearless in our expression. And I've noticed myself not actually wanting to share the most beautiful, the most true things, because in that I'm offering it up and it's not mine anymore. I'm offering it up to the world and it's not mine. It's for everyone. And at the first, in the first place, it wasn't mine anyways, but there is like a protective, almost like guardianship over it. And I'm sitting here wondering, what am I protecting myself from? What am I protecting? What is that belief that makes me think that I have to protect still and that I have to guard? And I feel like New Earth, it's as we're all coming into our true nature and meeting in that way, there will be an honoring of the things moving forth. There will be an honoring of life, of the creations of life. And I think maybe that is one of my wounds in the past, of that I have seen and haven't felt an honoring of the creations brought forth. Even children coming through and people not seeing their divinity, and people not seeing that light shining so bright through these little eyes with the vast, beautiful consciousness of soul, of being. I'm actually afraid of not being fully seen in my true heart, in my true being. And same in failure. Same thing, same story. So for this episode, I invite you to look into your own deepest fear in success and failure. And this is inspired by one guy that I deeply, deeply love and regard as a very wonderful teacher, Joe Hudson. I haven't met him in person, but I listened to so many of his podcasts and sharings, and they're so beautiful. And I feel deeply inspired by him. And he had a question of that, of fear of success and fear of failure. What are you afraid of actually feeling underneath it? What is an emotion that you're afraid of being with if you turned very successful? And same with failure. And explore that. You can write it down, dot it down in a journal, explore it, feel it in the body, and have fun with that. I think even in failure, there is so much success and beauty in that, because it's like we can go learn life through the peaks or the valleys. It's nothing is good, better or worse. It's just a different path. And we all go through the peaks and valleys anyways. We succeed, we fail, we succeed, we fail, we succeed, we fail in all of it. So it's also beautiful to be in loving presence with self through the success, through the failure. It's all within, right?